Good morning, dear friends. In this session, we will discuss about the third correlative property, that is called depression of freezing point. Depression of freezing point, and depression nothing but decrease of freezing point of solution. When a non-volatile solute, add into solvent here, this is called solvent here, and this is non-volatile solute. When a non-volatile solute add into this solvent here, then its vapor pressure decreases. When vapor pressure decreases here, then freezing point of solution also decreases. And this is graphically shown by here by using vapor pressure versus temperature axis here. This is a curve of solvent here, that is pure solvent, and this is called as solution here. And solvent has more vapor pressure when compared to solution. Then this is it gives a difference in vapor pressure, and it gives a difference in the boiling point. Freezing point. This is freezing point depression. This indicates T naught F, and this is called as TF. And this difference between T naught F and TF gives a difference in the freezing point of solution. And decrease in the vapor pressure, that is written as delta TF is equal to. And which one has more freezing point here? Freezing point of solvent is more than freezing point of solution. That's why freezing point of solvent is T naught F minus freezing point of solution is TF. The difference of freezing point of solvent and freezing point of solution, that gives depression in freezing point, decrease in freezing point of solution. Then T naught F minus TF, that is equal to, this is a decrease in vapor pressure, freezing point of solution. Next, delta TF, that is depression freezing point, is a colligative property here, and it is directly proportional to here molality of the solution. Molality means concentration of solute particles in the solution. Then that is delta TF here. Delta TF is removing this proposed constant here. We are taking one new constant Kf. This is called as M, where Kf is called as depression freezing point constant, or is also called as cryoscopic constant, or depression freezing point constant, or cryoscopic constant. This is, and whose unit is Kf unit is Kelvin kg per mole. This is the unit used in case for measuring of, this is Kf expressed in Kelvin kg per mole, the unit of cryoscopic constant. This is. Then after this here, then you know that delta TF equal to Kf into M here, where M is called molality here, and delta TF is equal to here, this is Kf. Molality means number of moles of solute present in 1 kg of solvent here, that is delta TF equal to here W2 by M2 into 1000 by, this is W1. This is molality expression. Then on rearranging here, it can be written as delta TF equal to here 1000 into Kf into W2 here divided by, this is M2 into W1 here. This is one of the important expression used to calculate a molecular mass of solute here. By knowing depression freezing point of solution here, we are calculating a molecular mass of solutes. And on rearranging here, it also written as M2 here, M2 equal to, this is 1000 here into Kf into, this is W2 here divided by, this is W2 divided by here the delta TF here into, this is called as W1. By using this expression, we are calculating a molecular mass of solute. Based on this one here, we also you have 3 mass problems here based on this formula here. We are solving some of the problems based on this expression. This is one of the most important expression. And what is Kf here? Kf is called as cryoscopic constant. What is cryoscopic constant here? That is elevation, this is a depression freezing point. Depression freezing point equal to here Kf into M. If M equal to 1, here, this value equal to 1, then delta TF equal to Kf. That is, when 1 mole of solute dissolved in a 1 molarity of 1 mole of solute dissolved in a 1 kg of solvent here, the increase in decrease in the freezing point of that solution, nothing but cryoscopic constant. This is cryoscopic constant it is. And when molarity of a solution equal to 1, then the Kf value is equal to delta Tf value, that is both are same. And based on this one here, we are solving one of the problem here. This is a depression freezing point. Depression nothing but decrease in the freezing point of solution, and the solution has a less freezing point here when compared to pure solvents. For example, here if you taken water here, what is the freezing point of water? Freezing point of water is 0 degrees Celsius. What is the freezing point of water here? Water freezing point. This is water here, and a pure water freezing point is 0 degrees Celsius. For this, we are adding here one mole of solute like glucose or urea. We are adding here, and its freezing point becomes minus 0.5 degrees Celsius. Like that, it goes and decreases. Freezing point decreases, and it becomes negative values. It is okay. This is nothing but here the freezing point of solution is less than freezing point of pure solvent. Solvent has more freezing point here when compared to solution here, and a decrease in the freezing point solution is mainly due to here decrease in vapor pressure of solution. Pause. Okay, this is one of the numerical problem here asked in the previous examinations for 3 marks. Here, 1 gram of a non-electrolyte solute. Non-electrolyte means it does not undergo dissociation in solution. 1 gram of a non-electrolyte solute dissolved in 50 gram of benzene lowered the freezing point of benzene by 0.40 Kelvin. The freezing point depression constant of benzene is 5.12 Kelvin kg per mole. Find the molar mass of the solutes. That means here you have, this is benzene here. This is benzene. How much benzene taken here? Here benzene is 50 gram. This is 50 gram of benzene taken. And for this 50 gram of benzene here, we are adding 1 gram of solute. 1 gram of solute is added for 50 gram of benzene. When 1 gram of solute, non-electrolyte solute added into 50 gram of benzene here, and its freezing point is lowered. Its freezing point lowered means delta Tf is directly is given here. Delta Tf equal to 0.40 Kelvin. This much freezing point of benzene is lowered. Okay. Then here the Kf is value is given here. You find out molar mass. You find out the molar mass of this solute. Okay. Then we know that here according to depression, there is depression of freezing point here. Delta Tf is equal to here, that is 1000 into Kf into W2 divided by, this is M2 here into W1. This is. Then here we require M2, that is M2 is equal to here 1000 into, here Kf value is given, or it is 1000 into, this is Kf here is, then W2 here divided by delta Tf into W1, and 1000 into, this is 1000 into Kf value is how much? 5.12, and W2, how much solute we are taken? 1.0 grams solute is added, divided by then here delta Tf decrease in vapor pressure, that is 0.40 into, and how much mass of benzene taken? This is 50 grams. Then you will get here on solving this one here 1000 into 5.12 into, this is 0.40 into 50, you will get 256 gram per mole. This is nothing but its molar mass. Its molar mass of solute is 256 gram per mole. This is okay, like this. This is one of the important problem here. This type of problems are asking in examinations here, and we must practice many problems on depression freezing point or elevation freezing point or a relative lowering of vapor pressure here. These problems are very important here in exam point of view for solutions. Okay. Next, our topic is this is about depression freezing point here, and also it is Kf nothing but what is cryoscopic constant, and the cryoscopic constant is Kelvin kg per mole. It is Okay. After this here, we discuss, we will go for this one more colligative property here. That colligative property is osmotic pressure is one of the colligative property. What are colligative properties? Properties of a solutions, properties of a dilute solutions. Properties of a dilute solutions depends upon number of solute particles irrespective of their nature. Those are called as colligative properties. Properties of solutions depends on number of solute particles irrespective of its nature. Those properties of solutions are called as colligative properties. Then osmotic pressure. The next is called osmotic pressure. Osmotic pressure divided by pi. Pi nothing but osmotic pressure symbol here. This is. Then osmotic pressure is a colligative property since it depends upon number of solute particles. As number of solute particles changes here, the osmotic pressure also changes. And before knowing the osmotic pressure here, we must know about it is osmosis. Osmosis. What is osmosis here? For example, this is a container here. We have two containers. This is semi-permeable membranes. This is. If you are keeping semi-permeable membrane here, this is compartment 1. This is compartment 2 here, and here it contains solvents. This is solvent molecules here. This is solvent here, and in this one here, we are using this is here. This is solution. This is solvent, and here this is called as this. In between these two the compartments here, we are keeping this is semi-permeable membrane. Semi-permeable membranes, and semi-permeable membranes are two types. One is naturally occurring membranes, or one is synthetic membranes. Generally, semi-permeable membranes are taken as pig's bladder. Pig's bladder is called as a natural semi-permeable membrane. Pig's bladder. R1 is called as pig's bladder. R1 is parchment paper. Parchment paper and pig's bladder are called as natural semi-permeable membranes. And what about here synthetic? In the synthetic semi-permeable membranes, synthetic semi-permeable membrane is cellophane. Cellophane is called as synthetic semi-permeable membranes. And what the function of this is a pig's bladder and parchment paper are cellophane membranes, and these are semi-permeable membranes which allows the movement of solvent molecules but not solute particles. They allows only movement of solvent molecules but not it is solute particles. And here this is called as this is upper limb here, and here we are picking piston. This is piston. This is piston. Then here this is compartment 1 contains solvent molecules here. It only pure solvent here. This is called as a solution here. Then here some of the solvent molecules can move from here solvent to the solution. Solvent to the solution to establish equilibrium between compartment 1 and compartment 2. Here some of the solvent molecules can move from this from lower concentration to higher concentration, or solvent molecules can move from solvent compartment to the solution compartment until to attain equilibrium. Then for the movement of solvent molecules from lower concentration to higher concentration, they require some of the pressure is required here, and that pressure is required here for the movement of solvent molecules from lower concentration to higher concentration is called as osmotic pressure. Then what is osmotic pressure here? What is osmosis? Osmosis means the flow of solvent molecules from lower concentration to higher concentration, or the flow of or movement of solvent molecules to the solution is called as osmosis. Then this type of phenomena occurs in so many natural phenomena here. For example, if you take in case of this raw mangoes, when raw mangoes are kept in a saline solution here, then they will shrink due to osmosis. And wilted flowers, that is when flowers are when flowers are kept in a pure water, wilted flowers kept in pure water here, then they will get it is it becomes it is fresh nature here. This is also called as osmosis. It is. Then like that here you have so many osmotic phenomena occurs in this is nature here. Then this is osmosis here. Then what is osmotic pressure here? Osmotic pressure nothing but here when the pressure is applied, the external pressure which must be applied, the external pressure which must be applied on the solution side to stop the flow of solvent molecules into solution. To stop the solvent molecules into solution here, how much external pressure is required here? That pressure is called as osmotic pressure. Okay, this is the definition of osmotic pressure. Then the external pressure which must be applied on a solution to prevent to stop the flow of solvent molecules into solution is called as osmotic pressure. Osmotic pressure is called a colligative property since it depends upon concentration of solute particles. It depends on concentration of solute particles in the solution. It is. Then this is osmotic pressure of a solution is directly proportional to concentration of solution, and also it is directly proportional to here temperature. And osmotic pressure is removing this proposed constant, we are adding new constant, that is osmotic pressure equal to here C into R into T, where R is called gas constant and C nothing but concentration of the solution and T nothing but temperature, and pi equal to here what is the concentration here? Concentration C equal to N2 by V. N2 by V it is number of moles of solute present in that is in a given volume of solution. That is, this is taken as N2 by V into RT it is. And osmotic pressure equal to here N2 means what? W2 by this is M2 and this is RT by V. And if you want this is molecular mass of solute here, then molecular mass equal to here this is M2 equal to W2 by this is pi, this is RT here by V. By using osmotic pressure expression here, this is called as osmotic pressure expression. Osmotic pressure equal to W2 by M2 into RT by V, and W2 nothing but mass of solute, and here M2 nothing but molecular mass of the solute. R is gas constant here, this is constant U is gas constant, and T is the temperature, and V is volume of solution is taken. And osmotic pressure is the best colligative property. It is used to measure the that is molecular mass of biomolecules, nothing but molecular mass of biomolecules like proteins, carbohydrates and polymers. This is the best technique used for the calculations of molecular mass of large number of biomolecules. Then by using here, this is about osmotic pressure expression here. What is osmotic pressure? The external pressure which must be applied on the solution side to stop the flow of solvent molecules into solution side is called osmotic pressure. Osmotic pressure of a solution is a colligative property since it is direct proportional to concentration of solution. As concentration of solutions increases, osmotic pressure also increases here, and osmotic pressure is direct proportional to concentration as well as temperature. And pi equal to C into R nothing but proportional constant here, R is called gas constant, and C nothing but concentration. Here concentration nothing but N2 by V, and pi equal to W2 by M to RT by V here, and this is expression used to calculate molecular mass of biomolecules like polymers, and this is polymers and also proteins and fats like this. Okay. Then here, then in case of solutions, for example, here you have solutions like this osmotic pressure of two solutions. You are taken this is, for example, if your solution, this is a solution here, this is a solution, and whose concentration is this is one more solution here. This is compartment 1, this is compartment 1, this is compartment 2 here, and its concentration of solution is C1. Here concentration is C2. When concentration of two solutions are equal, here, then osmotic pressure of this solution is pi 1. Osmotic pressure of this solution is called pi 2 here. When concentration is same here, osmotic pressure also same. Since osmotic pressure is a colligative property here, it depends upon concentration of solutions, that is number of solute particles. Then similarly here there is pi 1 equal to pi 2 when C1 equal to C2, or when N1 equal to N2. Number of moles of solute in compartment 1 and number of moles of solute in compartment 2 here, that is like this, and N1 equal to N2, C1 equal to C2, here pi 1 equal to pi 2 here. This type of solutions, if two solutions having same osmotic pressure here, this type of solutions are called as isotonic solutions. These are isotonic solutions. Isotonic solutions having same concentration. If two solutions having same concentration here, their osmotic pressure is same, those solutions are called as isotonic solutions. Or if in case of here, if you are taken, this is the compartment, it is if C1 concentration more than C2, if C1 concentration is more than C2 here, and this is called as this is compartment C1 here, and the C1 solution is called as hypertonic solution. This is called hypertonic solution, and C2 is called as hypotonic solutions. One is hypotonic solution, or one is called as hypertonic solution. A solution which has higher osmotic pressure than a given solution is called as hypertonic solution. A solution which has less osmotic pressure when compared to a given solution, this is called as hypertonic solutions. For example, here that is in case of in case for saline water here, if you are keeping this is blood cells. When blood cells are kept in a it is sodium chloride solution, whose concentration is more than 0.9%, solution, NaCl solution here, and this concentration of NaCl in water is more than 0.99, this is 9% here. That solution is called as hypertonic solution. This is called hypertonic solutions. When blood cells are kept in this type of solutions here, then the water will come outside here, then that blood cells will shrink. Blood cells will undergo it is shrinkage. Similarly, here in case of raw mangoes here, when raw mangoes are kept in a highly concentrated NaCl solution here, then the water will come outside from the cells here and they will shrink it is. That's why when blood cells are kept in a hypertonic solution, here, then they will shrink due to loss of water from the cells. Then when blood cells are kept in a hypertonic solutions, here, then the water will flow into the solution. This is a cell here, water will flow into the cells. When water will flow into the cell here, then they will swell and also burst it is. The blood cells will burst due to swelling it is. Okay. This type of questions are asking in examinations here. And what happens when blood cells are kept in a solution of NaCl containing 0.9% greater than 0.9% NaCl solution? They are asking here that the blood cells are shrink when kept in a concentration of NaCl is more than 0.9%. If you are keeping it is less than 0.9% NaCl solution blood cells here, that becomes there it is hypertonic solutions here, and in this case here they will swell it is. This type of questions asked in examinations from this chapter in part A it is. Okay. This type of concept questions, reasoning questions are important here while studying in this osmotic pressure and isotonic solutions. Okay, here you come across isotonic solutions, and this is hypertonic solutions, and also it is what are hypertonic solutions, what are isotonic solution. If two solutions having the same osmotic pressure, they are called as isotonic solutions. If a solution having higher osmotic pressure than a given solution, that is called as hypertonic. If a solution having less osmotic pressure when compared to other one here, that is called as hypertonic solutions. That's why when blood cells are kept in a hypertonic solutions, they will swell and burst, and when blood cells are kept in a hypertonic solutions here, then they will shrink, and also it is they will destroy it is. This is a topic regarding osmotic pressure it is. And this osmotic principle is used in the desalination of seawater. For desalination of seawater here, we are using the principle is osmotic pressure. This is also called as reverse osmosis techniques. Here one more topic in this solution is reverse osmosis. What is the reverse osmosis? It is, for example, here we already discussed about here if you have these two solutions, like this is called as solvent. This is called as solvent. This is called as solution. If you have two compartments, this is called as semi-permeable membranes here. Then generally what happens here? Generally during osmosis, what happens? During osmosis here, solvent molecules can move from this solvent to the solution phase, like this compartments, and the pressure required to stop the flow of solvent molecules in the solution is called as osmotic pressure. This is called osmosis. Okay, here solvent molecules can move from it is solvent to the solution, or low concentration to high concentration, anything it is. But what about here is, and if you are applying here greater external pressure when compared to osmotic pressure, this is called osmotic pressure. If you are applying external pressure is more than osmotic pressure, then reverse osmosis takes place. Reverse osmosis, nothing but here the solvent molecules present in the solution can move from, that is, solution to solvent, like this. If external pressure is greater than osmotic pressure, here solvent molecules move from this solution to solvent. Here this process is called as reverse osmosis, and this technique is used for desalination of seawater. Desalination means seawater contains salts. Seawater contains salts. If any water contains salt, that is called as saline water. That's why here, to remove the salts from seawater here, then we are going for this reverse osmosis. This is a technique used for this desalination of seawater here for drinking purpose. Okay, this is about reverse osmosis. That is, when external pressure on the solution side is greater than osmotic pressure, then the solvent molecules can move from solution to solvent. Here this process is called as desalination of water. Then after this, here we have this one of the one more important topic in this one is we are studying about here, that is Vanta factor. Here we come across Vanta factors also studying in this one. It is your Vanta factor nothing but molar that is normal molar mass by abnormal molar mass. We are studying about Vanta factor, and Vanta factor equal to normal molar mass divided by abnormal molar mass. This is called as Vanta definition. And what is normal molar mass? What is abnormal mass? If a solute is added into solution here, then if solute is added into solution, what happens here? For example, here this is, if you are adding urea. If you are adding 1 mole of urea for a solution here, it contains 1 mole of urea molecules are present in a solution. This here I value equal to 1. It is here means this is non-electrolyte here, and this non-electrolyte do not undergo any association dissociation. In that case, here normal molar mass is equal to abnormal. Here it is you are getting, this is called as I value equal to 1. It is when a solute, this is solute, when this solute does not undergo any association or dissociation, here I value equal to 1. It is. For example, if you are adding NaCl into this water here, then what happens here? NaCl under dissociation converted into Na plus and Cl minus. That is, if you are adding 1 mole of NaCl gives 1 mole of Na plus ions and 1 mole of Cl minus ions. And 1 plus 1, how many moles? 2 moles of ion you will get. Then what is the I value here? I value equal to 2 it is. That's why here I value equal to 2 indicates if you are adding 1 mole of NaCl, we will get 2 moles of ions here due to dissociation. That is, I value here it is greater than 1. If I value greater than 1, that indicates the solute undergoes dissociation. In some cases, for example, you are adding 1 mole of benzoic acid. If you are adding 1 mole of benzoic acid, into this is a solvent here, then this benzoic acid undergoes association. No association. If you are adding 1 mole of benzoic acid, into solution here, and you will get half mole of benzoic acid molecules in solution. Half mole you will get this. Here you are adding 1 mole of benzoic acid, but in solution phase contains only half mole. Nothing but here these benzoic acid molecules undergoes dimerize. In solution they undergo dimerize. Dimerize means that is they are held by hydrogen bonds. That's why you will get half of the molecules of benzene in solution phase. This is called as association. Okay, that's why here when solute added into water here, they may undergo association or dissociation. If it undergoes if it undergoes dissociation, here I value is more than 1. If it undergoes there is association, then I value equal to less than 1. Half is less than 1, it is like that. If I value equal to 1 here, that indicates here the solute neither undergoes association nor dissociation. If I value is greater than 1, solute undergoes dissociation. If I value equal to less than 1 here, then solute undergoes association, it is. Okay, this is about Henry's law here, and this in case of in case of electrolytes here, then you are using here I is greater than 1 or I is less than 1, like this you are using this I value also, it is applied here in case of colligative properties. That is, if P1 naught minus P1 is equal to P1 naught is equal to here I into X2, I nothing but Henry's constant, and this is in case of delta T B equal to here I into KB into M, elevation in boiling point, delta TF equal to I into here KF into M. This is called as diffraction freezing point, and here pi equal to I into C into RT here. This is called osmotic pressure. That is, by introducing it is Vanta factor here, then these equations are modified, it is, where I indicates it is Vanta factor, and it is applied here when a solute undergoes association or dissociation in that case. This is about Vanta factor here. Vanta factor is the ratio of normal molar mass by abnormal molar mass, it is, and it is in case of a solute if undergoes association dissociation, in that case we are using this is Vanta factors. Next, this is we have one of the problem here. That problem is based on osmotic pressure. We have one of the problem based on osmotic pressure. This is one of the important problem asking in examinations here. This is 200 cm cube of this is one of the important problem asked in examinations. 200 cm cube of an aqueous solution. 200 cm of aqueous solution of a protein contains 1.26 gram of the 1.26 gram of the protein here. The osmotic pressure of such solution, the osmotic pressure of such solution at 300 Kelvin is found to be 2.57 into 10 to the power of minus 3 bar. Calculate the molar mass of protein. Calculate the molar mass of protein. Calculate this molar mass of protein. This is the problem here. This is one of the important problem based on this is osmotic pressure. Okay, this is what the problem here. 200 cm cube of aqueous solution of a protein contains 1.26 gram of protein. That is, this is the problem. It is here. It has this is a 200 cm cube of aqueous solution is there, and in the 200 cm aqueous solution here it contains 1.26 gram of protein. 1% of protein is present. This is called a solute. It is the osmotic pressure of such solution at 300 Kelvin. Its osmotic pressure of solution becomes it is pi value equal to 2.57 in 10 to the power of minus 3 bar, and the temperature about here 300 kelvins. Here volume is given here, and it is mass of protein is given, and temperature is given, osmotic pressure is given. You find out here its molar mass. You know that here, that is formula pi equal to here C into R into T, or pi equal to here this is C nothing but W2 by this is M2 into RT by V, and here we calculate molar mass. That's why M2 equal to W2 into RT divided by pi into this is V, and substitute all the values, and this is W2 nothing but how much protein is present here in the solution, 1.26 gram. 1.26 gram protein present. Then what is the value of this R here? R value is 0.00831. 0.08831 here into temperature is 300 kelvins divided by, and what is the osmotic pressure? Osmotic pressure is 2.57 in 10 to the power of -3 here, and what is V? Here V is given in centimeter cube. Here V is given in the centimeter cube, here converted into meter cube, and 200 centimeter cube is equal to 0.2, that is 0.2, this is meter cubes, that is equal to here 0.2 here. On simplification you will get the value of molar mass of protein here. The molar mass of protein, this is 0.2 liters, this is in the liters, this is in centimeter cube converted into liters, liters, and this is 0.2 liter. Then you will get this value is this value 61,022 gram per mole. This is the mass of protein. Here proteins have higher mass, it is like this here, and osmotic pressure is the best method to calculate this molecular mass of proteins and biomolecules. Okay, this is a gram per mole. This is like this here. This type of problems are asking 3 marks questions in examinations here, and from this solution chapter here, the numerical problems are important here, and numerical problems are mainly based on one is Roche's law. Roche's nothing but P total is equal to P1 naught plus this is P2 naught minus P1 naught. This is called as X2. This is one of the important Roche's law here, and the one more that is called as relative lowering of pressure, P naught minus P by P naught is equal to, that is W2 by M2 into this is M1 divided by W1. This is second formula here, and third formula here, elevation boiling point delta TB equal to here, that is 1000 into here KB into W2 divided by this is M2 into W1. This is elevation boiling point here, and one more formula here, that is fourth one here, and this is delta TF equal to here 1000 into KF into W2 by this is M2 into W1. This is in diffusion freezing point here, and the next one is called as, this is osmotic pressure. Based on colligative properties here, based on these formulas here, and one of the problem is asking every year here for 3 marks questions here. That's why dear students, you practice more problems based on these formulas. One is Roche's law, R1 is relative lowering of pressure, R1 is elevation boiling point, R1 is diffusion freezing point, and one more is called as osmotic pressure. Okay. Yeah, if you are doing like this here, I hope you are understanding these concepts very well about this is colligative properties. Colligative properties are there are 4 types of colligative properties. One is relative lowering of vapor pressure, R1 is elevation of boiling point of solution, and diffusion freezing point of solution. R1 is called as osmotic pressure. These are 4 colligative properties, and colligative properties values depends upon number of solid particles irrespective of their nature. Okay. This is about syllabus regarding osmotic pressure, and also it is in osmotic pressure you have the 3 types of solutions. One is isotonic solutions, R1 is called as hypertonic solutions, next one is called as hypertonic solutions. If 2 solutions having same concentration, same osmotic pressure, they are called as isotonic solutions. If an hypertonic solution is one which has higher osmotic pressure than the given solution, that is called as hypertonic solution. A solution has a lesser osmotic pressure when compared to the other one here, that is called as hypertonic solutions here. And also it is we study about this is the problems and also concepts regarding solutions. And also here in case of the simple questions like here, in case of this is urea, this is urea, sucrose, sugar are called as non-electrolytes, and for non-electrolytes here I equal to 1. In case of NaCl gives Na plus and Cl minus ions here, and whose I value equal to it is 2. Here I value equal to 2. I nothing but Vanta factor. Here Vanta factor equal to 2. And whatever similarly magnesium chloride gives Mg2 plus and 2 Cl minus ions. When 1 mole of MgCl2 gives 3 moles of ions, this is called as I value equal to 3. Here I value equal to 3 it is. Similarly for K2SO4, here K2SO4 gives 2 K plus ions and SO4 minus 2 ions. Here I value equal to 3 here. Like this type of questions also asking, it is asking in examinations here. what is the I value for NaCl, I value for MgCl2, I value K2SO4, like this it is. Okay. And colligative properties are mainly applied for dilute solutions, but not constant solutions. Okay, remember that point here. And these colligative properties are only for dilute solutions and very dilute solutions and ideal solutions, but not concentrated solutions. And osmotic pressure is one of the best colligative property used to measure and molar mass of proteins and biomolecules. Okay, I hope that is. Thank you one and all here. In the next class, we will discuss about one more chapter that is called as chemical kinetics. Okay, thank you.